Welcome to Wake Forest University's new Student Convocation for our newest Demon Deacons. As a courtesy to others, please silence all cell phones and other devices. To mark this joyous occasion ceremony, we ask that you take your seat during the processional and that at the conclusion of the convocation, you remain at your seats until the recessional has ended. Again, welcome.
My name is Chris Donald, and I serve as University Chaplain here at Wake Forest. You know, there's almost nothing more lovely than a college campus in the summer. The verdant trees, the lush lawns, the blooming flowers, the stately buildings, the stillness. It's lovely. Quiet, peaceful. The only thing more lovely than a college campus in the summer is a college campus in the fall when students arrive. You make this place alive. You are young and strong and smart and beautiful and full of hope. You are our reason for being. You make Wake Forest what it is. And so we are glad that you're here. Welcome to New Student Convocation, and welcome to Wake Forest. There's been a lot of moving and meeting, finding and exploring in the last few days, so let's take a moment to do some resting and reflecting. I invite you to find a comfortable position in your seat, feet on the floor, and take a deep breath in. Hold it, and let it go slowly. You all weren't breathing. Another one. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it go slowly. Please join me in the invocation. To the one who calls us, here we are in the midst of a whirlwind of change. Everything is new. It feels exciting and disorienting. It is filled with promise and apprehension, ripe with both hope and fear. Ground us in this place, center us in this moment, so that we can feel and cherish and make memories of this beginning at Wake Forest. We take this time to feel gratitude, appreciation for our families, teachers, and communities who have brought us this far. Gratefulness for those students, faculty, and staff who have offered welcome and hospitality in our new home. Thankfulness for the opportunity that lies before us to learn and grow. Recognition of the community that is forming around us and through us and in us. We are entering into this new work of becoming as we establish new friendships, explore new knowledge, and encounter new perspectives. Give us an attitude of wonder and joy, and help us to be of use, supporting and caring for one another, turning our learning to serve others, and making the world a better place. Weave us gathered from across the country and around the world, weave us into the tapestry that is the story and community of Wake Forest. And so together in this place, in this moment of calm amid the change, we reaffirm our commitment to learning, but also to wisdom, to belonging, but also to love, to achievement, but also to peace. May it be so. Amen.
Class of 2029, welcome to Wake Forest. Welcome to university life. We can move a little bit now. Thank you, Chaplain Donald, for a restful moment. Here at Wake Forest, as a student, you will learn, you will grow, you will be challenged, and I have every confidence that you will be successful and thrive. Now, there are exactly 2 times in your Wake Forest University undergraduate career when the university president has the opportunity to address you as the class of 2029. Right now, at New Student Convocation, and 4 years from now, at your commencement. So today is your convocation. You're calling in to these years that you will spend as a Wake Forest undergraduate. Now, it's long been a common refrain that your college years are supposed to prepare you for the real world. Anybody ever say that to you? Well, I want to push back on that a little bit and remind you that you are already in the real world. Yes, Wake Forest is a special place where a lot of thought and effort are deployed to ensure that we have the resources to support you, making this a community of learning and engaging where you can discover and explore, try, fail, and try again. We're a whole community of advisors and professors and mentors. We'll look out for you. And of course, help you prepare and make decisions about your next steps. We're distinctive in these ways. I truly believe that no other university does this better. But you are in the real world. College life, what you learn, what you do, the relationships you build, the choices that you make, all of this is real and it matters. As a Wake Forest undergraduate from day one, it's real. You're not only taking classes to learn, you're collaborating with peers and faculty to create new knowledge. You're forging new paths, not only walking established trails. From day one at Wake Forest, you are naming and solving the latest problems, not just studying old solutions. At Wake Forest, we expect a lot from ourselves as members of the faculty, staff, and administration, and from you as our students. You were chosen to join this university. You were chosen because of your capacity for exceptional intellect, for your capacity for leadership, character, and integrity. Now, your college applications showed us that you were not only bright and talented and ambitious, but they also showed us that you have hearts and minds for good. Each of you belong here. Each of you matter and are an important part of our campus community. Now, with precious little time remaining to hold your attention, I want to be clear what I, as president of this university, am asking of you as you join this community. So remember this take-home message, because I might just ask you about it when I see you walking on campus. I ask you, don't wait. Embrace what it means to be a Wake Forest student. Embrace what it means to be a Demon Deacon. Start today. You are Wake Forest students now, and at Wake Forest, we live and learn and work to be the very best, to the very best of our abilities every day. At Wake Forest, we believe that the world needs leaders of intellect and character, people who use their gifts to be catalysts for good. At Wake Forest, we leave good in our wake. Why? Because we are led by our motto, Pro Humanitate, to live and learn and work for humanity. Trust me, I know it's a big calling. It's a big ask, but you are here. This is the call that you answered, and you have done so much to earn this, to get to this moment. I am here to tell you that at Wake Forest and in life, the most important thing is what we do next. What matters most is what we do next. So don't wait. Be living examples of Pro Humanitate here and everywhere, starting today. Don't wait. Don't wait, class of 2029. As you leave this chapel today, go out and leave good in your wake. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's great to see you again, class of 2029 and our new transfer students. You look good. And we are already better because you are here. I am grateful for the gift of serving as your vice president for campus life and the opportunity to serve alongside faculty and staff and administrators and our student body. It is our joy to journey alongside you over the next few years. A lot has happened in the last few days. You moved into your new home, you said hello and goodbye, and deciphered through a lot of abbreviations and acronyms as you find your way through campus. You've also received a lot of advice from your families, perhaps your older or younger siblings, current students, your student advisor, and certainly from us. You've learned about our expectations from you. And last night, I, along with student leaders, shared how to college. I left our session so energized by your vision and your capacity to live out Pro Humanitate. I encourage you in this moment to soak it all in. You only get to be new once. Beginnings are scary, but not nearly as scary when you have community. Some of you are wide-eyed and excited, while others of you have those bubbles in your stomach, and perhaps at times, some of you have felt like you were on the verge of tears. You want to succeed. You want to make friends. The thing is, we all have this basic human need to feel connected, and soon you will. One of the first ways we help you connect is through your residence hall. As you've heard many times at this point, we refer to your residential community as the Forest. You may even see some of us grimace when we hear the word dorm, because that word means to sleep. Your residential experience is what brings campus to life. As a first-year and transfer student joining the Forest, you're a part of a deeply intentional student experience, and we focus on 4 things. 1, the life of the mind. This experience is all about curiosity and learning and living in the questions, and we view the whole campus as a classroom. 2, personal development. We care about you as a whole person and want to create an environment where you have a sense of purpose, identity, and well-being. You've taken an exciting step in your personal development with Clifton Strengths, and we talked about that a bit last night. 3, community and belonging. I'll quote Maya Angelou again, because I know you hung on to every word I said last night, but you might have forgotten. The ache for home lives in all of us. The safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned. It is our hope that you'll find this in the Forest. This means getting comfortable in your own skin, but also creating an environment where others can do the same. And 4, Pro Humanitate. This is more than a motto. Through the student experience, we seek to educate and develop leaders of character and courage who understand that leadership is a process and not always a position. On this residential campus, you'll have a student experience that is larger than life. You'll get involved. You'll hit the bricks. You'll engage in undergraduate research and study abroad. You'll cheer loudly at athletic events. You'll build lifelong relationships. You'll agree. And inevitably, you'll disagree. You'll understand that we are Wake. You'll make memories that you'll never forget. I want to remind you that the same nervous, excited energy that you feel is likely the same as the person next to you. Because the truth is, you will have bumps in the road. You will have obstacles along this journey that will build character and resilience. Expect them. It's natural that college might feel unnatural at times, especially this year. You've relocated to a brand new community, a new environment, and here's the thing, you don't have to figure things out all by yourself. My advice to you is talk about it when you feel uneasy or uncomfortable or lost. Can we normalize saying, I'm nervous, I messed up, I'm scared? Because when you say things aloud, you take their power away. Bring these things to light and ask for help, and I guarantee you'll be met with care along the way. This campus that is a classroom teaches us to co-create knowledge and emboldens us to care deeply for and with humanity. I look forward to being a part of your journey over the next 4 years as you make your way through the forest.
Good afternoon. It's good to see you all. I am Professor Erica Still. I'm here in my role as the co-chair for the Honor and Ethics Council, what we call the HEC. And joining me are 3 of our student leaders. I'll ask them to introduce themselves in just a minute. And we're here to share our perspective on why academic integrity and why the Honor Code is so important to us here at Wake. But first, let me echo the welcome that you've received, hopefully from so many people now. We're glad that you are here. It's good to have you as part of this community. This is a community of scholars, of learners, teachers, people who are thinking and who are developing as thinkers. And so one of the things that is important about our community is that we act with integrity. And so as you become members of this community, as you are now members of this community, you also are responsible for acting with honesty and responsibility. And so we just want to talk a little bit about what that means and why it matters. So to that point, Emily, I'm going to start with you because you were so passionate as we were preparing for this conversation. And I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about why it matters so much that we honor that we uphold the Honor Code.
Yeah, my name is Emily Bullock. I am a senior here at Wake Forest. I'm majoring in biology with a triple minor in bioethics, studio art, and chemistry. And this year, I have had the immense privilege as serving as the chair of the Student Advising Leadership Council. So I've seen a lot of you guys around. And this is a great question. I remember sitting where you guys were, and things hadn't really hit me yet. Academics don't feel real at this point. But I think it's really important to remember that at the end of the day, your degree isn't just a piece of paper. And it's not only what you do, but how you do it that matters. When you tell people that you get a degree from Wake Forest, they know what that means. And part of the reason they know what that means is because of the Honor Code. They knew the discipline and the hard work, the integrity that it took for you to put in the hours to get a degree from Wake Forest. And so that's really important, not only for yourself to uphold the integrity of that degree, but it's also important for the people next to you. That's important to respect your peers enough to put in the work, to respect yourself and others. And at the end of the day, everyone who's sitting here chose Wake Forest for a reason. For me, one of those reasons was the liberal arts philosophy. The fact that you can experience so many different things, study so many different tracks. You can truly develop yourself here. And one of the ways we do that is by becoming what we call a lifelong learner. And the traits that you need to become a lifelong learner are developed by upholding the honor code. So you're cheating yourself and the people around you if you don't uphold it. But yeah, it's really important to uphold as you work your way through these 4 years. It's not always going to be easy, but it's always worthwhile.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. To the point about it's not always easy, we know that it matters. We have our own standards, but sometimes we find ourselves in these positions where we're tempted to not live up to what we know we're capable of. And yet, that's what we're called to do. So, Amaya, I'm going to ask you now, because you are a great example of a student who acts with integrity. So I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and to share some advice with our new students. What are some of the challenges that they might face, and how can they overcome them? What's helped you?
Hey, hello, everyone. My name's Amaya. I'm a senior here at Wake Forest, majoring in biochemistry and molecular biology and minoring in bioethics. And I have the honor of serving as your student body president for this year. So, Dr. Still, to your question, I think everyone has been introduced through your session so far this week. You have a lot of things to balance when you first move into college, like making sure you're keeping up with your parents, calling them, your friends back home, making new relationships with people here on campus and friendships, while also keeping up with your classes and balancing extracurriculars. So at times, it really can feel like you have a lot, and it might seem easier sometimes to take shortcuts or an easy way out. But something that I did when I first got to college is just start by building those healthy habits early on. So as you've heard in your sessions, make sure that you go to your office hours. Like, I went to office hours for all my professors the first 2 weeks. Even if I didn't have any questions, I just walked in, introduced myself, said like, hi, I'm Amaya, nice to meet you. Here's a little bit about myself, got to know my professors a little bit, and then also definitely lean on all of the resources that Wake Forest has to offer. All the professors are here to help you, but students are too. We have student support centers such as like the chemistry center, the writing center, a lot of different opportunities to seek support if you need it. And then the last thing I would also mention is don't be afraid to like say you need help, like Dr. Shaked Brown has been saying. Like, make sure you rely on the support systems you have, like your family or your friends here at Wake Forest, and make sure you're letting someone know if you're not doing okay, and make sure to always put your health first. Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder, especially about honesty. I appreciate the honesty of your answer, and also the fact that we can be honest with one another when we're having difficult times and when we're doing well. But all of that is part of what it means to have an honor code. We know that we can trust one another. So, Chris, we also talked about challenges, potential pitfalls that new students might face. And so, especially when that comes to using AI resources, things like chat, Grammarly, other similar platforms. So can you tell us a little bit, well, introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about what you've learned about how to deal with those platforms, but also AI more generally.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Bunn. I'm a senior here at Wake Forest, majoring in communications with a double minor in marketing communications and psychology. I have the pleasure of serving on the Student Advising Leadership Council this year. So let's talk about AI. So I wanted to start off by talking about how professors write on their syllabi about an AI, like the use of AI in their class. So every single professor that you're going to have at Wake Forest is going to have a section about the use of AI in their particular class. For example, this semester I am taking a AI and ChatGPT for marketing applications class. So in that class in particular, there's going to be a heavy use of artificial intelligence, whether that be ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Grammarly, for example. So it truly depends on what the professor's policy is. And so 100% read the syllabus from front to back, right? This is all about AI these days. Everybody's talking about it, and so there's going to be a section on AI, so keep an eye out for that as well. So I wanted to also mention that Wake Forest recently purchased premium access to certain AI platforms. For example, Google Gemini or Adobe Firefly, I believe. And so in those platforms in particular, you'll be able to use them, but it's a matter of using them within the right boundaries, right? So with the combination of premium access to these platforms, I mean, it's great, you have access to them, but at the same time, you need to take a look at what those professors are saying about the use and stay within those boundaries. So yeah, that's my piece on that.
That's really important for us to remember and hear. And I'll just add to it, thank you, that every professor has to make a decision about her policy, and they aren't all making the same decision.
Right.
So I really want to encourage you, and just following up on what Chris is saying, for each class you need to know the policy. And when you have questions, ask. It's always better to ask than to find out after the fact that you've crossed the line or that you've done something that is not in keeping with the expectations.
Absolutely.
So one last question, this one will be for all of you. And Emily, you already started hinting at or getting at this, but so far we've focused on how individual students need to uphold the honor code and what it means for us as personally to be people of character and people who act with integrity. But it also matters for the whole community. And so just quickly, would each of you share just a brief thought or two about why it's important that we think together about the honor code, that we uphold it as a community, and help us to think about how it makes a difference for who we are as a group individually.
Yeah, so this is sort of going along with what I was talking about earlier. I think it's important to remember as you're moving through your time here that you do not exist in a vacuum of just yourself here at this university. You are working to the people around you. They are affecting you. You are affecting them. And at the end of the day, I want to be able to look to the people at my left and right that I am in class with and know that they put in just as much effort as I did. To know that I met them stride for stride, whether we're working on a group project, whether we're participating in class. It's really important to buy into this experience at Wake Forest, to want to give it your all, not only for yourself, but for this community around you. Pushing yourself and pushing the people around you and your peers is what makes this university so unique and so amazing. So that in 15 years, when you run into somebody from the class of 28 or 29 or 26, you'll look at them and say, I know exactly what you had to do to get that degree, respect, like, we're geeks together. And the only way you can do that is by putting 100% of yourself out there.
Yeah, Emily, that was a great answer. I think I'll just start by echoing everything that you said. And then also Wake Forest lets you know all the time that this is very much a collaborative learning space. They want you to work together, work with your peers. So I think it's just really important to be able to foster that sense of trust and accountability so that you are able to work with your peers and believe that everyone's putting in the same amount of effort into your education, into all of your classes. And it's just really important overall. I'll just echo we are an experiential learning school. So when you leave the classroom, the learning doesn't stop. So it doesn't just look like honor code, oh, you're taking a class, you're taking a test, make sure you're not cheating, you're not plagiarizing, but it definitely just carries throughout all of your campus experiences, everything you do throughout your journey here at Wake Forest.
Yeah, thanks, Amaya. That was really, really insightful, and I'll build on that by saying that Dr. Shea mentioned this earlier. This campus is a classroom, whether you are in the pit, you are in the gym, you are in Kirby, Green, or Carswell. It doesn't matter where you are, you have something to uphold, right? And for me, it's about trust. I think that like Emily was mentioning earlier, if everybody is upholding to this honor code, this, what is a school, becomes more and more of a community, right? And so just building on what you guys mentioned earlier, this is all about upholding the honor code no matter where you are.
Thank you all. It's just a great reminder that we are individually responsible for how we act and create community together. I just want to end by saying I hope that you are inspired and reminded to act with integrity, to act with honesty, to be responsible. And I do want to remind you that it is true that not upholding the honor code has significant consequences. We hold students accountable for academic misconduct because we really care about learning with integrity. But it's also about more than just not getting in trouble. It's about how we treat one another. I think there's a bedrock value supporting our honor code, and it's respect, and it's already come up in several of these answers. We respect people when we give them appropriate credit for their work, when we do what we say we're going to do, when we present information as truthfully as we can. And that respect matters a lot because we are creating a learning environment where everybody can participate, everybody can grow, and that means that we're gonna have disagreements, we're gonna have frustrations, and we have to know how to manage that dissent. And we have to do it without simply writing each other off as somehow less than human, as an enemy. We have to figure out how to disagree in a way that helps us learn and grow. And respect is what makes that possible. That's why respect is at the heart of our honor code. At this point, you are probably talked at enough. But I just want to say that you're on the cusp of what is like just a magnificent, magnificent endeavor. The opportunity to think and to ask questions and to learn and to just spend time in the life of the mind, that is a huge, huge privilege. Not everybody can be where you are. It's a gift, and you have it right now. So I just want to encourage you to make the most of it and to do all of it with integrity. Let's thank our panelists.
Good afternoon, everyone, again. Over the next 4 years, it is here that you will attend lectures from some of society's leading intellectuals, participate in academic ceremonies, and take part in cherished Wake Forest traditions such as Love Feast. Amidst these remarkable traditions, there is another legacy that you all should know about. Serving as a foundation of our community, the Wake Forest Honor Code is a tradition that encapsulates our identity and values. By choosing Wake Forest as your academic home for the next 4 years, you have embraced a commitment to honor and integrity. This commitment extends beyond the classroom walls and into all facets of your campus life. This code is more than a mere formality, it's a living aspect of our community. The people surrounding you in this room today will evolve alongside you, sharing in your educational journey both inside and outside the classroom. In practical terms, the Honor Code calls for a pledge to abstain from deceiving fellow community members, to uphold academic integrity by not cheating or plagiarizing, and to refrain from any form of academic or interpersonal misconduct. This commitment lays the groundwork for mutual trust, illustrating our collective dedication to being responsible for both our actions and our behavior. Today, you affirm your commitment to upholding these principles by replying with a resounding "I do" on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, welcome to Wake Forest, and may your years ahead be as transformative as they are memorable. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Rogers, and I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Advising in the College and the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Would you all please remove the pin from the card that you were given and raise your hand if you don't have one? Would all of our students please rise? Each of you has been given a pin of the University Shield. Please hold it in your hand. While holding the pin, take a moment to reflect upon all that has been said today and your experiences on our beautiful campus so far. Think about all that has contributed to you being here at this moment, the things that have gone well and the obstacles you've encountered along the way. Think about what you've heard about the possibilities ahead of you. and the importance of bringing your full best selves, your intellectual curiosity, your integrity, your hopes for yourselves and for the world to your education at Wake Forest. Now, I'd like you to imagine yourselves just a few years from now as you prepare to graduate. What goals have you achieved? What challenges, both in the world and within yourself, have you faced? And what strengths have you utilized to get you through? What new skills have you developed? What ways of being that do not serve you have you decided to let go? Holding your pen in your hand, take just a moment to reflect upon the past, present, and future, and all your wishes for this rich and unique time in your life. Now, as a symbol of your commitment to yourself, to all those who have helped you get here, and to your future at Wake Forest and beyond, please put on your pin. We hope that you will keep these pins as a symbol of today. Maybe you will wear it to a conference while presenting your research, or while playing in the orchestra, or to an internship interview as a good luck charm. When you see it among your belongings over the next few years, remember your hopes for and your commitment to your education that you have made here today. When you wear it to graduation, it will be hard to believe all of the experiences you've had since you first received it. I can promise that you are going to have a sense and belief that you worked hard, learned more than you could have imagined, and are in some ways a different person than who you were before your Wake Forest education. So much is about to happen. It is an honor to be here with you today and to embark upon this thrilling chapter in your lives. We look forward to seeing all that you bring to our university and to the world. Thank you. You may be seated.
Class of 2029 and new transfer students, my goodness, here we are. I'm Jackie Crassus, Dean of the College and Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. You've heard from many people today, and fortunately from all of us, with all that good advice, there won't be a quiz. As Dean of the College, I want to take a few minutes and spend a little bit of time with you before you head off and highlight the very special nature of the education you have just embarked upon. Students may wonder, but you might also be afraid to ask, what do we mean by the college? Or dean of the college? Aren't we all in college? Isn't Wake Forest a college? Well, sure, absolutely, and so much more. The College of Arts and Sciences is the academic unit of Wake Forest University where every new undergraduate student begins their academic career. We don't ask you to know what you want to be when you walk in the door. It's okay to check it all out. Not all institutions provide that room for discovery, but we do. When we say explore, we mean it. Let your curiosity lead the way. Who knows where it will take you? The college lays the foundation for your liberal arts education, which shapes you into lifelong critical thinkers, hones your communication skills, exposes you to different theories and methods across many disciplines, and challenges you with interdisciplinary thinking. Here, you begin your life of the mind. You explore all sorts of topics and fields of study, and you discover how your intellectual pursuits will resonate with our motto, Pro Humanitate. And there's a lot of exploration possible. We are 30 departments, from biology and psychology to philosophy and music. Once you start to learn what you want to pursue further, you will find a major or two. You might find a minor or two or three. They may be in the college or in the School of Business or both. I love that. I love that Wake Foresters are never just one thing. You could see that from your fellow students up here. We are the neuroscience student who plays violin in the orchestra. We are the engineering student who volunteers with Wakerspace. We are the studio art student in the entrepreneurship program. And I didn't just make those up. They describe real Wake Foresters. And you might change your mind along the way. In fact, I'm sure of it. That's perfectly okay, because your educational journey will be unique to you. Our teacher-scholar model is designed to bring the brightest minds to teach and mentor and provide experiential learning opportunities where theory meets practice. Our faculty are here because they have a passion for teaching and mentoring and seeing you thrive. Ask them questions. Please drop into their office hours. Seek their help and mentorship. A real sense of belonging at Wake Forest comes in part from having faculty who know and care about you as an individual. That also means they know when you don't come to class, because your voice and perspective matter in the classroom, to your faculty member and to your fellow students. And that ethos is what I love about Wake Forest and what makes your education so wonderful. You have arrived at an institution that cares deeply about you as a person, as well as a scholar, a researcher, an artist, a writer, a mathematician, and more. You are not a number or a statistic here. We want you to show up as your full self, and we want you to be curious and go to class. Now, as full members of the Wake Forest community, in a moment, I will ask you to stand for the singing of our alma mater. Students, the words to the alma mater can be found on the screen in front of you or via the virtual program you access with the QR code. Following singing, please be seated again for the recessional. Now, please stand.